Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to Yakim out there, sincerely doing the work of the hopeful elect. And the title of this video is going to be called, it's just going to be called Be Yourself, alright? So it's going to be a little quick impromptu, I just gathered a few scriptures to basically get into the topic. So I'm going to kick it off with Luke chapter 12, verse 48. I'm not fast started 47. It says, "And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes." Now that's talking about the servants that's in, that the brothers that come into this truth, and that's appointed a certain portion in this truth, and don't, hold on to their portion, or do according to the Lord's will. Alright? That's one thing the Lord does. He gives you the amount that's required of you. And I got a few scriptures that's gonna back that up too, alright? But again, the title of the video is called Be Yourself, alright? You can't be anybody else but yourself. And it's true, if you try to be anybody but yourself, eventually your true self is gonna surface, man. And all that faking and funk, you might have been doing is gonna basically reveal you, man, for who you really are. And it's a lot easier to just be yourself, man. Alright, this is verse 48. It says, "But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes." So that's somebody who don't know, who don't know, but and then that's held accountable for whatever they're doing. They're gonna be beaten with less stripes because they don't have this knowledge. But for those who do have it, it says, "For unto whomsoever is given, of him shall much be required." So those of us that have this knowledge, much is gonna be required of us, man. We ain't the average people out there, that's just gonna perish in their wickedness, man. Now we held accountable for our sins. The Lord gave us our portion. It says, "Of him shall much be required." So much is required now because we have a certain portion in this truth. Alright, it says, "And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more." Now that's gonna lead me to my next scripture. Let me see. This is Luke chapter, matter of fact, the book of James, James chapter 1, verse 5. It says, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally." Now, that's one thing we need to ask the Heavenly Father for is wisdom. If you lack certain traits in this truth, certain characteristics, and you want it, and you might admire a brother that's on fire. You might admire the certain traits of an apostle or another that's on fire for this truth, and you want to be like that, or you want to have those type of characteristics and those attributes, you got to ask the Heavenly Father for that, man. Because if you just up and just try to be like this man, you're not really doing it sincerely. You're doing it all wrong, and it's gonna be very noticeable that you're being something you're not, or you're trying to do something you're not, that's really not in you to be doing. So certain things, because we gotta remember, man, the apostles, the elders, those that are examples unto us, they've been in this truth for a long time, and everything that they have in them came with experience. Now, I'm gonna use me as an example, so brothers don't think I'm just getting on brothers. I'm gonna use me as an example. If I wanna be like, let's say, just any type of characteristic like the Apostle Tahar may have, I can't just up and try to imitate Apostle Tahar, man, or any of the apostles or elders or even the brothers. I can't do that. It's gonna be real evident that I'm not being myself. But on the flip side, if you want to be like that, you ask the Heavenly Father to increase that within you, to make you more diligent, to make you more austere, to make you better to discern judgment or whatever the case may be. All right. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that giveth to all men liberally. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai gives us wisdom liberally, meaning he freely gives it to us, man. If you sincerely ask him for certain things, he's going to give it to you. It says, "And upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Right? Verse 6, "But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea that is driven with the wind and tossed. For let not a man think he shall receive anything of the Lord." Right? So basically you got to ask the Heavenly Father for anything that you might need. And the next scripture I'm going to get from there is going to be the book of Luke chapter 8. I'll start at 17. Luke chapter 8 verse 17. It says, For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Now, anything that is secret, if anything secret is not gonna be not revealed. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna reveal it, man. So if you're trying to, be something you're not in this truth, then the Lord is gonna reveal it. And I got an account in that in the Apocrypha. It says, this is 1 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 42. Then Judas and his host drew near and entered into battle, and there was slain of the king's army 600 men. Eleazar, also surnamed Savaron, perceiving that one of the beasts armed with royal harness was higher than all the rest, and supposing that the king was upon him, put himself in jeopardy to the end he might deliver his people and get him a perpetual name. Now this individual was looking for a name. He was looking for fame. He stepped out of character, alright? It says, wherefore he ran upon him courageously through the midst of the battle, slain on the right hand and on the left, so that they were divided from him on both sides. Which done, he crept under the elephant and thrust him under and slew him. Whereupon the elephant fell down upon him and he died. Right? So this guy right here was looking for a name. He wanted to be above and beyond. He wanted to be something he wasn't. And he didn't ask the Heavenly Father for that wisdom to basically, to make him a person skilled enough to complete the task that he attempted to do. He just went and did it off his own might. So again, the title of the video is called, just be yourself in this truth, man. Be yourself in this truth, man. Don't try to be someone you're not or something you're not. And if you look for certain traits that you might admire, ask the Heavenly Father to give it to you, man. So anyway, that was a quick impromptu. Lord willing, you brothers out there was edified. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, double honors to the apostles, and shalom to you, Akim.